Yeah, sure. Hi, everybody. We met with Deepansh in Budapest, actually, at a conference, tech conference. He was speaking about artificial intelligence. He was he was actually an artificial intelligence startup at that time. And after the conference, I approached him and started asking him questions about how things work and how we can implement AI on a scooter, for example, or on any product, basically. So this is how we met, and sometime later, well, I just invited him to be the CTO. We didn't have a CTO at the time, so this is how we met. So I started this idea with scooters in 2015 when I was just working myself, build a prototype for myself, and then I realized from the reactions of the people on the street that this might be a product that some people will want. So I was thinking to make it as a business somehow. I had no idea what a startup is at the time. I was an entrepreneur before, but not in like a startup setup, not a startup framework. So in 2016, I got into a few accelerators, one in Bucharest at How to Web, and then one in Singapore, which basically landed me here, and then one in San Francisco at Hacks. That was the largest, it's still the largest accelerator for hardware products. And then for probably more than one, I met Deepansh, of course, in 2016 at this conference, and we made a company in the United States. Then we were struggling to raise money for a while, and the first investment came in 2017 around summer. Then we keep raising until 2018 in January, and in February 2019 we basically start developing the product. So since then we did a lot of iterations with prototypes. We start from scratch a few times, and now we are close to have a product ship. So everything regarding development, product development, manufacturing, development, it's already done. We have all the tooling for manufacturing, and basically now we have this fully developed product that can be manufactured and shipped. Yeah.
Okay.
Deepansh, maybe you want to add something?
Yeah. Hi everyone. Thanks for having us. So just to add to this, I joined Scooterson in 2017 full time. Before that, I had a contract with my previous company, which acquired my company. And since then, we have raised seed round, pre-seed round, seed round, and followed by we are doing a pre-seed A right now. It's been a hell lot of journey with coming from an experience of not building a hardware product before. But we are excited to take this further and make it to a unicorn. That's what we are trying or aiming for.
Yeah, well, what I will add is that Deepansh at the time had more experience with startup than me. I mean, he was already the second startup exit to Paytm, which is a large card processor wallet in India. He sold his company with $8 million at the time. So he had way much more experience in raising money. So basically without him, I wouldn't be here because I had no clue how to raise money at the time. So yeah, it was a good match.
So we have to mention that you just closed a raising campaign on republic.co in US. Now
Yes.
You're starting on SeedBlink today, and as far as I know, in May you are starting another campaign in US.
Yeah, so we raised $400,000 on Republic in 3 months. So now we discovered, in the meantime, we discovered SeedBlink, and our plan is also to continue after SeedBlink to another campaign, other platform in the United States on Startup Engine. So with all this together, we want to raise around $1.5 million if possible, and that will help us to go further quite easy.
Mm-hmm.
And why we are doing through crowdfunding platform? This is always a question which people usually ask us. Is crowdfunding platform not only help us to raise capital, but also build a community of early adopters, people who appreciate our product and love to give a feedback, a positive feedback, as well as a negative feedback. So far in Republic, we develop a community of 1,000 plus investor, as well as our early adopter. So this is why we are excited about going on a crowdfunding platform rather than through angel or VC investor round, so which we have done so far.
Okay, so I think it's a good moment to start the pitching presentation, and then we'll follow the Q&A, because we have a lot of stuff in the pitching, as far as I know.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Probably the easiest way to think about us is Tesla on two wheels. We are building intelligent mobility products starting with scooters for both B2C and B2B customers. For B2C, our vision is to create the best customer experience possible using intelligent features. And for B2B operators, we are developing a deep tech approach using teleoperations, which basically means remote controlling the fleet from a data center. Micromobility is a booming industry, and electric bikes and scooters were already in a growing trend in the past years. But actually, micromobility is one of the few industries which had an accelerated growth because of the COVID pandemic. There was a huge sales growth of 300% from 2019 to 2020, and the market is estimated to be in the range of 300 to 500 billion by 2030, fueled by favorable policies and an increasing trend in our target audiences to pursue a lifestyle which is environmentally friendly. There are a few problems in the consumer market which we are solving. In the age of smartphones, apps, and artificial intelligence, the majority of scooters manufacturers use the technologies of the 90s. And today's tech-savvy customers have to buy aftermarket products to add the features they needed. With a few exceptions, all scooters are built in China from low-quality components. The complete lack of good industrial design creates a perception of an ugly and awkward-looking product or kid's toy. Most of the millennials will avoid being ridiculed for riding a cheap-looking product. In the times of COVID-19, when scooter sharing is avoided, there are no viable options for the riders who don't want the burdens of ownership. By innovating and developing new technologies for micromobility, we have creating a line of intelligent, energy efficient, and very easy to ride scooters. Our scooters won the Red Dot Award for product design. The scooters are engineered from scratch and manufactured at the highest quality standards using only high materials and components. With our monthly subscription, wallet, and concierge service, we remove the burdens of ownership, leaving only the joy of riding. Our flagship model Rolly was designed from scratch using the latest technologies and space-age materials, and has a range of intelligent features for a seamless customer experience. The scooter is completely controlled by our mobile app. I will show you now a video presenting the smart features.
The Scooterson app transforms your smartphone into an intelligent scooter dashboard. When you are within the activation range, the Scooterson app becomes your scooter key. You just open the app, then use Touch ID or Face ID to unlock your Rolly. Using motion detection and advanced algorithms, the app recognizes your movements. There's no need for a gear shifter or even an accelerator. You start Scooterson the same way you would a kick scooter. The body gesture control system controls gear selection. An initial push engages the lower gear, a second push shifts to the upper gear. After that, You simply sit to achieve top speed. How cool is that? Of course, you still need to pull the brake lever to stop. However, you won't need to worry about the kickstand because Rolly stands by itself and it will automatically lock when you walk away. Sharing is caring. Using the app, your friends and family can request to use your Rolly. You'll receive a notification via the app, and if you grant them access, your guest can unlock your scooter, ride it, and access all the features you make available to your guest user profile. The passive auto-balance design makes Rolly very easy to operate, even for those with little experience riding a bicycle or a kick scooter. Step 1. Sit on the cushioned seat. Step 2. Put both feet on the scooter. Step 3. Well, there really isn't a step 3, since Rolly balances itself. Step 4. Press the accelerator button. In fact, it's so easy, even your grandmother can ride it and experience pure joy without the learning curve. Whenever you share your scooter, you can locate it at any time using the Find My Scooter feature in the Scooterson app. For peace of mind, we've created an optional tracking module. Sentry mode will automatically activate when you park the scooter. The anti-tampering alarm will send a notification to your phone if someone attempts any shenanigans with your scooter. Your scooter learns your unique riding style and will suggest operating modes to help you improve battery range during your normal daily rides. The Scooterson app is aware of your location, whether at home or work, and knows exactly when and where to remind you to charge the scooter battery. That means you can ride free throughout the day without experiencing low battery anxiety syndrome.
These are the smart features we are initially shipping, and more features will be added later with software updates. On the B2B side, we are solving a huge problem for dockless fleet operators. The fleets of scooters need rebalancing by repositioning scooters from location with low demand to location with high demand. Also need trips to charge stations and back. The cost of rebalancing and charging is the largest operational cost of a fleet operator. All operators are using employees to physically move the scooters, which is totally inefficient since the gain in revenues generated by the repositioning doesn't actually worth the cost of labor. Using our very affordable teleoperation technology, one person working from home or a data center can successfully replace up to 10 people on the field. Besides drastically reducing the labor costs, our teleoperation technology can also create social impact jobs for disabled persons who will be able to get a job and work as teleoperators from their homes. Our scooter product range has 3 models. Rolly is our flagship model in the premium and high-end range. Elf is the entry-level kick scooter. Then we have Air, which is the model for fleet operators. The design is quite similar to model Rolly with the exception of the upper fork section and the handlebar. Then we have Scooterson 3. It's a charging station which we wanted to look like an urban art installation. Each of the tube has a LED strip light which will show an animation representing the level of charging. Then we have a smart backpack with lights that connects with the scooter and syncs with the scooter's brake and signal lights for more safety in the traffic. Scooterson is a DTC brand that sells directly to our customers. With this model, we get a larger gross margin up to 58%, and our customers can purchase the product at a more competitive price. We also plan to offer a subscription model. Our B2B verticals are golf courses, country clubs, corporate campuses, university campuses, and any other places where golf buggies are used. We managed to best our direct competitors with a superior industrial and mechanical design using high-end materials like aerospace-grade alloys and carbon fiber. Also, we introduced a smart layer in our scooters and make them fully controllable from a smartphone, while none of our direct competitors have a smartphone app. Thank you for listening. Probably the easiest way to think about us.
Thank you. So we are done with the presentation of the product and your future plans. And I think we can already start with the Q&A session. but I will start, and the Q&A we can do it on the chat, and I will take over from there the questions. But I will start with a question about go-to-market strategy. How is your approach? You are mentioning also about the reason for going to equity crowdfunding platforms, which is a reason for the argument for reaching early adopters and users. But overall, what is the strategy for go-to-market?
Yes, we will launch the product on an Indiegogo campaign. It's just because there is a very good platform to make a loud bang when you launch, and there is a lot of traction usually in this kind of platforms. And but we started, as you said, we started with this plan of go-to-market with crowdfunding, or equity crowdfunding on Republic. Why? Because besides getting investments from more than 1,200 investors there, we also gave them coupons that they can redeem inside the Indiegogo campaign. So when after SeedBlink we go to the next startup engine, we will do the same. So basically we will have probably around 2,000, 2,500, 3,000 people who will have coupons ranging from $200 to $1,000. So when we start the Indiegogo campaign, which by the way, we are preparing starting last month because it's a long process. When we start this campaign, we will have a very good start because we believe that about 20 to 40% of the coupons that we will have at that time, again, about 3,000, will convert into customers. So that will give us a very good start on with the Indiegogo campaign. So yeah, then the Indiegogo campaign will actually make an even larger user base when it's going to be finished. And we will use all this user base to go again and raise our Series A or an equity round, a larger equity round, also in crowdfunding on Republic. Because the SEC allows now to raise up to $5 million per year using the crowdfunding. So this is why we choose to go crowdfunding, both equity and product launch. So this is our go-to-market strategy.
About Series A that you have mentioned, is there any time frame that you plan to go for this kind of funding round?
Right after. So we are always fundraising. So we are talking not only, I mean, we're not talking only about equity crowdfunding, but also we talk with VC funds, with other large investors, not crowdfunded. But right after Indiegogo will be completed, we want to use that momentum and go again and raise the Series A or whatever we will call it at that time. Mm-hmm. So even if we raise the Series A between this period, which is quite likely, if you ask me, we are in discussions with a few VC funds. Even then, we will still go back to crowdfunding to complete this round.
Okay. You are targeting the discussion.
So the advantage with the crowdfunding is there is no voting power attached to this. So it will allow us to keep control the company after Series A, probably up to Series B. So me and Deepansh won't lose the ownership of the company, so we can actually control the decision without external factors.
You are mentioning some VCs that you already you are in discussions with. They are present in the US market, probably. This kind of VCs?
No, actually, they are in Singapore and India, where we have our network is mostly here.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. And I wanted to ask you about the profile of the VCs, because your business is both tech, both software and hardware. How do you feel the appetite, or are there many VCs specialized on this kind of melange of two different or a combination of the two aspects of the business, hardware and software?
And I want to add on to this. It's not just hardware and the software. We project as a consumer brand as well. So there are VCs like DSG Group, which only invest in consumer brand, where people have a brand which is consumed by consumer, like hotel chain or cosmetic or eco mobility product like us, like in a luxury segment. So this is also a vertical which we are talking with in terms of VC, hardware, software, and the consumer brand.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, it's I would say that it's not easy to find the right investor. So this is why we're always talking. But it's enough from 50 meetings to have one guy who likes us, and that will solve the problem. And we also will complete it with the next larger equity crowdfunding, as I said, after Indiegogo, because at that point we will have the evidence and traction, substantial traction to go further with an equity round.
And also to add that we also talk with family offices or businesses which have similar interest in mobility. For example, we have an investor from India. He runs one of the largest electric light manufacturing company called Lumix Industries. They are our angel investors, and they want to discuss further how can they associate with us in terms of either building a part of the scooter or come into as a major investor. So we keep on talking with the family offices. So we are in the discussion for the Series A as we are talking right now.
Okay. About the customers or the products sold, we have a question. What is the projected number of scooters sold this year?
Well, we estimate to sell scooters worth of $5 to $6 million. So in our Indiegogo campaign, we are targeting a goal of at least $1 million in sales, $1.5 million maybe. Well, that's my low expectation, but it could be even higher. And then we will continue with our e-commerce, basically from our website, to sell to a few areas in the United States. So we will just place ads in a few cities at the beginning, and we believe with help of this agency in Los Angeles, we can sell the rest of up to $5 million worth of scooters.
In terms of the number of units, how do you translate this?
It will be around 1,500 to 2,000 units.
Okay, for this year.
Yes.
Going to the competition, can you indicate 1 to relevant competitors, and are there any competitors who are using the subscription price model?
So direct competitors are other companies that have the similar form factor. For example, Fat Scooters or Scusa. So they are present in the United States and have pricing very similar to ours. So they sell a scooter around 2018 to 3,400, 500, depending on accessories. So in terms of pricing, we are the same at the same number with them. They validated basically the market that there are people who will pay this much money for our form factor. But when we compare the scooter side by side, it's very easy to realize that it's like a few times better. It's lighter. It's half the weight of their product, and of course, none of them has any intelligent features, not even an app. So all the features that you've seen on our product video, we are the only ones who have these features at this time. And regarding the
regarding the subscription model, there is no one as of now who is doing a subscription plan. So we have been talking, and on the contrary, none of the companies which we have mentioned has even a certified product, which is UL 2722 certification, which we require to sell and get insurance at a premium. So we will be the first company who has thought through the product in terms of safety and design, as well as the intelligence.
Thank you. On what exactly from your tool stack you have patents in European Union and US? For example, scooter design, charging, app, whatever. Do you think it's mentioned to? It's worth to mention here.
So we have design patents for all our designs, both in Europe, all the European countries, and the US.
Which includes scooters, charging stations.
Yeah, scooter charging stations, also the backpack, everything that we design is already patented.
The app,
or the it's patent pending. The app cannot be patented, basically. So
we do have a plan to write a white paper on terms of how we're gonna self-accelerate the scooter using the sensors. So we develop a technology which is a combination of the sensor coming from the phone as well as the scooter to remove the use of accelerator. We are thinking to file a white paper on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's called a utility patent, and it's actually patentable in the United States.
Okay, a question that probably is asked by any audience that you are meeting, and probably is the same because you make the comparison with Tesla. What is the power of the battery or the battery life of the three products in your portfolio?
Battery life as cycles.
The autonomy, I think it's more important.
Autonomy, okay. Autonomy depends on weight of the rider, so it can be a very large range depending on the weight, but with medium weight person, a man, let's say, it will go up to 35 kilometers. And
okay, and the speed for recharging the scooter?
The speed, it's 30 seconds if you swap the battery, or 3 hours if you just put it on the plug in the wall and charge it.
Mm-hmm.
So a person can ride around 18,000 to 19,000 kilometers without degrading the battery, which is 500 cycles. And then you can replace the battery, of course. So for $250. So that's the range of for the battery.
That's like life cycles.
Yeah, okay. And can you make a comparison with the competitors from this point of view?
Well, just to talk about the batteries, we use smart batteries. Our batteries are well connected in terms of knowing inside. We can tell you everything what goes with the battery onto your phone. And we also create an algorithm which called a health of the battery, which will tell you how the battery is behaving in terms of the uses, like how often you're charging and when you should, how you are, or when you should charge the scooter. On the secondary, we sync all this information to our backend to further optimize the battery performance. For example, we are working on a different larger battery for the future model. So these are the advantage we have in terms of the batteries.
Yeah, the space in the belly of the scooter allows us to create and put there a larger battery up to 1.2 kilowatts, the volume which is available.
And also we have different kind of information which coming from the battery, which also one of them is the temperature sensor. So we can tell you if you park the scooter in a very in a temp where the temperature is very high and there's a chance of getting fired. So we can give a reminder or a notification to a person through via an app, oh, you should move the scooter, the temperature of the battery is going very high. So this kind of safety features which we have with the batteries.
Okay, and I assume you can recharge it in from whatever normal source of.
Yes, in a normal outlet. Yes, any.
Okay. Coming back to a question that is related to the production capabilities that you have in terms of volumes, and if you are outsourcing the production.
So far, we did all our tooling and prototyping with a company in Romania, actually, and we finished 30 samples and all the prototypes before that, and also all the tooling necessary for mass production with them. Now we are negotiating the manufacturing contract for the next step, and separately we are looking to have our own assembly line also in Singapore. So when I say assembly line, you don't have to think of robots and automation. Just imagine a working station with a technician who has all the components and just put things together. Imagine assembling an electric bicycle or even a bicycle. It's that easy. So the process of assembly is about 4 hours. This is how much I need myself to do it. Probably a worker after a while can do it even in 2 hours. So we will have 2 assembly capacities, one most likely in Romania and the other one for sure in Singapore. The capacity will be that we are talking for the Singapore one, we are planning for starting with 200 per month and ramping up to 800 units per month. And the Romanian one has pretty much the same capacity or even bigger.
Okay, and related to the production, how much of this round of pre-series A that you are targeting, $1 million is going to be dedicated for the production, and how much to the business development, software development?
The software development is the lowest requirement in this financing round. The most of the money will go for the go-to-marketing campaign, like launching the product, creating more content, a lot of Facebook ads, Instagram ads, working with influencers, bloggers, YouTubers. So we have quite a detailed market plan, digital marketing plan. And then another part will go obviously to purchase the materials, to paying an advance of 20% to start purchasing materials for the first batch. Actually, the first batch is components for the first batch are 90% produced already. So we don't have to pay for that anymore. We already did. And basically only after our Indiegogo campaign, we will see how many units we will actually need. Then we will pay an advance for the next batch, which we think will going to be in the range of 1,000 units, 1,500 units.
Okay.
To add that, our first batch size is 500 scooter.
Sorry, so
our first batch will be 300 to 500 scooter. The first batch size.
Okay. I think it's important question for also for defining the role of SeedBlink in this round. The question is if you are giving the same safe conditions for everyone that has participated in the different campaigns and until you are getting the Series A. Can you define a bit what's the difference between the campaigns that you are making in different?
Yes. So SeedBlink gets more things than any other platform so far, because on Republic, this safe node called crowd safe, it never converts to equity. It only converts to cash at exit. So this, what we raise on Republic, it won't affect our cap table at all. There is no voting rights. With SeedBlink, it's a safe node. So basically, at our next equity round, this safe node will convert in equity, and it's actually preferred equity. And of course, there is a voting right, 1 vote per share. So this is how. And also, the SeedBlink has a 20% discount. The crowdfunding on Republic didn't have any discount. For the 20% discount for the valuation that you're getting for the Series A for the next round. Yes, exactly. Depending on the number on the valuation. So if the valuation is below 19 million, there will be a discount. If the valuation is above, of course, there will be no discount. Okay, because and to Indiegogo campaign, how is it different compared to Republic? Well, Indiegogo, Republic is for raising money. Indiegogo is for selling the product. So this is a simple way to say about it. So people. But you mentioned that you already have some new adopters, early adopters also on the Republic campaign. Yes, because all the investors in Republic got, as a perk, they got coupons. They will be able to redeem these coupons on Indiegogo. So more than 1,000 people. We believe that maybe 20 to 30, 35% will actually convert into customers at that time. Because we've seen how they were reacting in the comments and everything. Oh, I can't wait to buy the scooter. So there was a lot of comments like that. Okay, and so basically, Republic is for you targeted for the financial needs, for the funding needs. SeedBlink is pure equity or converted to a pure equity when it matures, and Indiegogo is for go-to-market and sales model. Yes, Indiegogo, it's a good way also to go to marketing from a different perspective, because it allows us to have a payment upfront and deliver the product maybe 6 to 8 months later. So this is like the normal delivery time for Indiegogo, but it's very convenient for us because we receive all the money in advance. So the entire cost of the scooter is paid in advance, and there is no pressure of where's my product when it's going to be shipped, because everybody's expecting to be delivered in about 6 to 8 months. So it helps us to get rid of the pressure of putting something on the market which is not perfect from our perspective.
And also fix our supply chain in a very robust manner, since that will be the idea of doing Indiegogo. In Indiegogo, we won't give equity; we just sell the product, so people will get the product, not the equity in the company. And these people will be early adopted too, as like in crowdfunding platform, the people who got perks.
And of course, having all the price paid in advance, so we are able to pay the advanced further to our supply chain.
And on the same line, this Indiegogo go-to-market strategy is being done by few big companies like Philips has launched one product using the Indiegogo campaign. So big companies, big corporate are also trying to approach this way of launching their product.
Yeah, basically Indiegogo is not anymore just a platform where you go and try to get money to develop a product, but it's actually a platform that is a go-to-market platform. So it's a lot of established companies like Felix, for example, that are launching products there. So it can become more and more popular for established businesses to launch a product there.
And as far as I know, you're targeting especially US market for the consumers. That's the strategy right now. You're mentioning that Europe is not necessarily one of your targets, considering there are different legislation in 24 different countries.
Yeah, it's going after Europe. It doesn't make sense in the first phase. Just imagine United States, the same language. We don't have to translate or localize the manuals and 28 languages. Also, so many different rules. So it's much easier for us to have the same content communicated instead of have 28 different content videos and things to communicate in the same time. So we don't have the resources to go to Europe as of now. So this is why we want to do it next year. And in United States, we will go city by city. We start with cities on the south where the weather is always perfect for riding the scooter, like all the California, Florida, even south of Texas, and go after big cities there and place the Facebook ads and all the ads that we are doing digitally targeted to these cities. Of course, if someone will buy it from north, we have to take the order, but we hope that 95% will be only from the areas that we are targeting at the beginning. And this will also make us very solid in terms of after sales, because we will have deals with a few bike shops repairing owners there in the cities, and it will be easy for someone to just go there or ship for a short distance, then ship it for, I don't know, 4,000 kilometers from one side of the US to another side of the US. And then we will go further next year up north in United States, also in Europe, depending on the resources and funds that we will have at that time. Okay, secondly, the B2B market is something that we need to explain better. We have a customer who was doing before guided tours with tourists using our form factor they had the scooters from a Chinese manufacturer. He was very unhappy about the quality, and after we shipped him a few scooters from our pre-production batch. He was really happy about it. He even visited me in Singapore, stayed with us for more than a week. So he ordered 500 scooters to be delivered in batches. What he's doing with the scooters, because the tourism is not working for him anymore, he discovered a new vertical which is very good, is the golf courses. And just imagine there are about 40,000 golf courses around the world. And they are using now, of course, the golf carts. But because of the COVID and a few other factors, for example, one is the slow play. The slow play is that you need 4 hours to play the game. And both owners and players are not happy with this speed. And lately they discovered, because of the COVID actually, they discovered that if they use solo vehicles like a scooter on the golf course, the game is much faster, because instead of 3 people going in a car after each ball, they go with 3 scooters, and things happen much faster. And the golf owners are happy because they make more revenues with more customers, and the players, especially the millennials, which are very impatient, they're happy that the golf play is not 4 hours, just 2 hours now. So this is one of the biggest niche that we found, and it's also very big in Southeast Asia. There are about 10,000 golf courses in Southeast Asia, plus Australia and New Zealand. And all these golf courses are also part of a 5-star resort, 60% of them on our research. So there is a quite big market for our form factor, because it's the only scooter which actually can go easy on the grass because of the fat tire, the very large tire. With a normal scooter, you cannot go on the grass or on the sand. So this customer went to 30 golf courses and proposed them the following. Okay, we come with 10 to 20 scooters, we put them here, your customers use them, and we split the revenues. So far, everybody say yes. So this is why he actually ordered 500 to start with, and he's want to order more, obviously, as soon he expands. So this is the B2B play. Deepansh, do you have something else to add on the B2B side?
Apart from that, we give them a full software assistant in terms of managing the fleet, managing the life cycle, managing the revenue stream as well. We customize a new solution in terms of revenue, like what Mihnea mentioned. Instead of buying the product, you can just rent the product and share the revenue. This way, we have reduced the cost of acquiring first customer for companies like the company which we signed Founded Scooter with, Right Solution. So this a complete solution with our product and very closely related with the software help a company like Right Solution to sell and to more, even to a small golf courses like who want to buy fleet of 5 scooters.
Okay, it's just a few minutes left. I'm just wanted to ask you about the period that we have faced since 1 year ago, the pandemic times, and how the teleoperation and working from home style that is working right now was influencing the appetite of the consumers and the B2B and the micro mobility. How do you see the future of the new world after pandemics with respect to your business?
Well, teleoperation is something very new and very new concept. Actually, we are the only company besides Segway who have this product fully functional. So we have a prototype which is working prototype. You have seen it in our presentation, and we believe that it can solve this problem of rebalancing the fleet from areas with high demand, or from areas with low demand to areas with high demand. And just imagine one person from home can, right now they are doing with sending people and moving scooters on the field. But from your computer, you can probably handle 10 times more scooters just by remote controlling them, because you don't have to go from the scooter to the next scooter. You just instantly change your unit and you're there, virtually there. But again, this is something that we are not sure how it's going to actually work. It could be a huge market. or not such a huge market for scooters, but this technology can be applied to any other possible scenarios. Imagine, for example, a lift fork on a warehouse. So someone who's doing work in a warehouse maybe has some downtimes. They don't need to move the boxes all day. So maybe he can do this from a data center, or even from his home. Maybe he's a disabled person and cannot get a job, but in this way he can get a job and actually work in 10 warehouses which has this technology. So it just virtually jumps from one warehouse to other. So this is just another example where teleoperation technology that we developed can be used.
So just to add to this, so going through future, the company will be working in two directions. One, to building the ecosystem of the mobility product, which is like which is our helmet, backpack, or a charging station, which just enhance the experience of riding Scooterson. And on the contrary, we are building a futuristic technology. We're using cameras and ultrasonic sensor, collecting all the information when we deliver the scooter to the consumer to train our system. So this way, you can imagine we can train the entire system to make the scooter go from one consumer to another consumer, or one business need to another business need. Like when the scooter feel like that it's running out of battery, it can go to a charging station and plug itself and start charging. So this is where the company will be heading into in terms of the technology. We will be building a technology which is futuristic and can add an extension for reducing the cost of managing the fleet, as well as making the user experience the world class. On a secondary, we will be building a series of product which will also improve the experience of riding the current product, but also give us more vertical to sell and to reach more consumer.
Okay, I think we are reaching the final statements for this event. Thank you for sharing these plans with us, for being very open about what you have done and what are the prospects for the next future. I'm just saying here that we have a pre-listing campaign for elite and classic investors that will be ended by Wednesday, because on Thursday we are starting the public campaign for everybody. So these kind of investors in the two clubs, if they want to make a decision, they can make it by end of Wednesday this week. So if you want to add more about what kind of investors you are expecting to be part of your story from Romania, from SeedBlink ecosystem, Mihnea, because you still have links with Romania.
Well, I was actually quite surprised that SeedBlink exists. I didn't know a few months back that there is a equity crowdfunding platform in Romania. And well,
we are a startup ourselves.
Yeah. So it makes me happy knowing that fellow Romanians can be part of Scooterson story further. So yeah, it's good to be
actually
here.
Not only Romanians, because we have investors from 14 or 15 different countries right now that are watching what we are listing. So probably also across Europe, we have other kind of interest from different geographies. So happy to have Scooterson live on SeedBlink.
Yeah, thank you for having us here.
Okay, that's about it with this private event and recording that will go also to the other attendants that from elite and classic investors of SeedBlink that were not able to attend at this unusual hour for making these events, but we have to the most important guests. I mean, the co-founders we needed to be here at a decent hour for them. Good luck with the campaign and with the product, of course, which is the most important
Thank you so much.
part.
Thank you. Okay. If someone has a question, they can directly reach us for any clarification.
Actually, we'll send them the email addresses for both of you, so they can add more questions if they have.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a nice day, everyone.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.